Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Pucks and Powerplays, a podcast brought to you by Boston Sports Entertainment Network. You can find BSEN on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at BSEN_617. And you can find Pucks and Powerplays podcast on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, other podcast networks, wherever your little heart decides. You can search us on Spotify and Apple, just Pucks and Powerplays podcast. On social media, we are at Pucks and PPs pod. My name is Emily. You can find me at Hyper Emmy, and this is...
I'm Liz. You can find me at Liz__Fraser.
And we're back for another week. We've got merch. So this is one of our sweatshirts. You can also get this in a t-shirt. You can get a sweatshirt or t-shirt with our logo on it, along with any Patriots, Red Sox, Celtics t-shirts at bsen617.square.site. And all of the things. Get ready for the seasons or playoffs, theoretically, hopefully, for the Red Sox. Yesterday was the first official game for the Patriots. They did okay. They lost, but we've had worse games.
They're trying.
Yeah. You got Bill Belichick with a hefty loss last week in an NCAA, because that's where he coaches now. So we're just live, love, laughing in the world of sports right now. We are 30 days, 3-0 away from the start of the Bruins season, 29 from the start of the NHL season. How are we feeling?
Woo! I don't want to woo too loud. It's like super late and I share a wall with my brother's room, but like... pretend it's louder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're so close. We're almost
there.
We're
so close.
We're 13 days away from the first preseason game for the Bruins.
Woo!
I'm so ready.
So excited.
I feel like we should start this episode on a positive, happy note, though, and celebrate our promotions that some of our wags got over the weekend.
Some of them got a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
On their ring finger.
Yeah. So
back too.
Yeah. For those who don't know, 2 of our very own Bruins proposed to their girlfriends, now fiancés, sometime over the last week. One of them happened this weekend for sure. And originally, only one of them had proposed, and I was about to be like, we're going to have a new first lady of the Bruins because he's number 1. Get it? Haha, first. But now I can't really say that because we have 2 new promotions that are happening within the Wags. So, Jeremy Swayman and Andrew Peak both proposed to their girlfriends last week, and we're super excited for them.
It's so cute. I'm so excited for them.
Yeah. I love it. I feel like they've both had a really happy looking off season. Like both of those gentlemen seem to have just really enjoyed their summer. I think like Zadorov too. They've all seemed to just really have a great summer this summer.
And Hampus too.
Yeah. Like hopefully that leads into a good start of the season.
Well, he's having a kid, right? I'm not imagining that.
Who? Hampus?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, his wife is pregnant. I think they announced that right after the engagement.
I think so. I'm like, I can't remember. It's a blur, but I believe it was him.
Mm-hmm. The other one was Braz.
Mm-hmm. I feel like there was someone else, but I could be thinking of a different team too.
McAvoy, Kylie had a baby.
Yeah, their son's adorable.
Yeah. But I think it's happy season. They were like, okay, we got to get this in before the season starts. Here we go. Going back home this week. But we are super excited for them. So congratulations to Swayman and Alessandra and Peak and Ryan on their engagements. The photos were really cute. Everybody looks so happy. We love. It's going to be a great season.
Love them all.
Yeah. What are they coming back to, you ask? Well, they missed captain's practice last week. So we are officially in preseason hockey. Last Tuesday was the first captain's practice. Oh, I forgot I'm not plugged in. 1 second. Was the first captain's practice, and there was a pretty solid group of attendees. We had Corpy and Sway for goalies. Peak, Zadorov, McAvoy, Yoki Haru, Callahan, Geeky, Zaka, Pasta, Arvidsson, Husnudinov, Beecher, Merck, Minton, Gallagher, Harrison, Duran, and Tufty on the first day. And then the second day, we also had all of the above. And then Poitras, Lowry, Lysell, Middlesat, and Kastelik joined as well. So almost the full crew. Wait, Sway and Peak were there. I don't know what I'm talking about. Nobody listens to me. We're at captain's practice. Don't listen to anything I say. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Sway was like one of the first people there too.
I know. I think I got distracted in my brain by Peak and Ryan being on the beach for their photos. I'm like, oh, they must still be in Florida because they come to Florida every summer. So like he played in SoFlo this summer. So I think I had it in my head that they weren't there last week because of the beach. I don't know. Anyway. So pretty solid group, which means we're still missing both Lindholms, Zaka, I think those are the only big names.
Well, Zaka was there.
Did I say Zaka? This is why I should have written this in a list reading off of somebody's tweet. Yep. Zaka Pasta, yeah.
There.
We also had a visitor one of these days, too. Who was
the visitor?
I know
Noah Hampton.
Yes. I mean, he still had on his regular jersey, whatever.
But, like, we had the new logo on the ice. We could put a new logo on that jersey.
It's the right color.
It works.
It's so weird that he came to a captain's practice.
Yeah, I don't get it.
We're a different team. Like, I don't understand why you would do that.
He's in the area and wants to get on the ice, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I guess. Like, he's from Boston, so I'm sure he's still home on summer, but I still feel it's weird to go to a captain's practice for a different team.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or at least something we just don't see a lot of, I guess. But I think my brain stopped working. Oh, I think this confirms, obviously, James Hagan not going to NHL this year. He'll be at Boston, whichever Boston school he goes to. Oh, the Boston fans are about to, NCAA fans are about to ream me out. Oh, I don't remember which Boston he's at.
Boston College.
Thank you.
Totally didn't look it up. Not at all. I remember which one's which one.
In my defense, I went to a D3 school.
Same.
In upstate New York. I have the rivalry doesn't compute in my brain. Okay, it's all just Boston hockey. There's also like Harvard is sometimes thrown in there in my brain. With that, whichever northeastern, northwestern, whichever one is up there, I don't even know anymore. All these colleges are just a smush in my brain. I also work in the college space. So like my brain is just a lot of colleges in here all the time. And then people use like acronyms and I'm like, you can't say the term ASU to me because ASU could mean like 17 different schools. Now to me, I default to Arizona State for that because my sister went to University of Arizona. But like there are like 16 different schools that refer to themselves as ASU, like within their region. So like colleges all just mesh together in my brain on any random day of the week, honestly. We're surviving.
They're all like siblings fighting for the best spot, really is the best way to describe them all. Because like I grew up in this area. I understand the rivalry and all the different ones. But I also went to school in a different New England state. And it's still like its own little thing within the state. So I'm like, cool, now I gotta learn this state on top of my state. And it's just it's a mess.
My D1 rivalry growing up was St. Lawrence University and Clarkson. Like that was my D1 rivalry. And I also didn't realize like that those are like not like big schools D1. They're like smaller. But like I also didn't realize that people know where those are. Like they know what SLU is and they know what Clarkson is. And like this stuff doesn't occur to me. I'm from the farmland of upstate New York. I grew up on 10 acres of land. And on one side of me, they had cows and pigs. The other side had horses. Like, that is how I grew up, folks. Like, anyway. So I think that nobody is aware of anything that, like, exists from where I'm from because I'm from farmland. So then I go out into the world and people are like, oh, like St. Lawrence University, da-da-da-da. I'm like, oh, really? My indoor track meets were there during the winter because that's the only place that had an indoor track big enough for all the local high schools. Like, I was there all the time. What do you mean they had a really good hockey team that actually is, like, well-renowned? Okay, that's fine. Anyway, well, that was a big soapbox. James Higgins was where we were at. Starting off the ADHD strong today. So, actually, we could look at the rookie roster to confirm this.
He's not on it.
He's not on it. So, this confirms, which I think we were both guessing. He was going to go back to college this year. He wasn't going to do that yet.
Which is smart.
Yeah.
We both said it. He shouldn't be in the NHL yet.
Yeah. Take the time. Develop the skills. And also just, like, enjoy being young and dumb.
We invited a lot of guys. We invited 9 different players.
I saw that. Let me see if my screen will let me share today.
I feel like that's high for most camps in general, but also the Bruins.
Oh, it won't let me. Oh, I'm frozen. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is sharing. Here we go.
Here we go.
Ah, Liz saves today. So rookie camp. Rookie camp is going to be kicking off this week. It kicks off on Wednesday. It will be at Warrior, so it will be open to the public. For those who are not aware, if practice is at Warrior Arena, you, the public, are able to go for free. You get some free hockey, free practice hockey. If it is a closed practice, they will hold it elsewhere. They'll hold it at TD Garden typically. But if it's at Warrior, you can go and the press goes, and it's a whole bunch of fun. But if you didn't know, now you know. And this is who has been invited and is scheduled to be at rookie camp and part of the Prospect Challenge, which will be taking place next weekend. Yeah. So rookie camp is typically made up of some AHL guys, some prospects, and then the team also can invite other people. Which the goaltender situation is interesting to me in that we invited somebody.
But I think it makes sense because you want 2 goalies, and I don't really think any of our goalies are rookies anymore.
That's a good point. Oh, we've looked at this on what constitutes a rookie.
Yeah, because I'm like, there's some names I thought would be on here, and I'm like scanning the list, and they're not on there. But I'm like, I don't think they're technically a rookie anymore.
Yeah. I'm looking it up. Oh, that's right. So they have to be under the age of 26 by September 15th, have not played in more than 25 NHL regular season games the prior season, and not played 6 or more NHL regular season games in any of the 2 preceding seasons.
Are those oars or like and all together?
And all together.
Okay.
Rookie qualifications. Yeah. Player must not have played in more than 25 NHL games in any preceding seasons. So at all, can't have played more than 25 games. In the last 2 seasons, can't have played 6 or more. And you have to be underneath the age of 26.
Okay.
Which somebody Riley Duran, I feel like is getting close to that 6 mark for sure.
I mean, he's only played 2 games, and he's 23, so.
He's only played 2. I thought he had played more than that.
Nope. He probably got called up like 7 times last season.
Yeah. But I guess he didn't touch the ice. Interesting. But I feel like this is a pretty solid rookie camp roster.
I need to research like half these names, especially the invites. I'm like, I don't recognize these guys. I didn't realize our AHL team was like that old.
We have a relatively old AHL team, which is very interesting. I have other thoughts on that, but I'll hold on that thought. The rookie camp will practice at 10:45 on Wednesday at Warrior, 9:30 on Thursday at Warrior, and then they go to Buffalo Thursday after practice. They play against Pittsburgh Penguins on Friday. They'll have practice on Saturday, and then they play against New Jersey Devils on Sunday, and then they come home. So this will be a interesting week for the rookies, just to say the least. I don't know how. We'll see how.
I don't know why, but I'm like kind of surprised Mitten's on the list, but I'm not at the same time.
Yeah.
But like his name just, it pops out, and I don't know if it's like experience wise, but I also at the same time feel like he doesn't qualify.
I think part of it is potentially the media aspect of it. Like, I feel like his name gets talked about in the media a lot. I feel like the same with like Bancroft is the one that stands out to me that I'm like, he's still considered a rookie. And Duran, Brett Harrison.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, anyway.
I thought Ty Gallagher was older too.
So did I, but I think I'm thinking of Tyler Johnson. It's very interesting.
I need to look up how old he is.
Who?
Gallagher.
Mm.
He's 22.
Mm.
Good to know.
Yeah. I want to like hear the reasoning why behind some of these invites.
It feels like more than half of your defensemen are invites because we only have 3 of them that aren't, and the other 4 are. 4 forwards are invited. I feel like we have defenseman rookies, though, that we could have for this. So I don't know.
I mean, we might have. The only thing I can think of is like potentially with bringing. Oh no, that's not true. I don't know. I processed all of that in my head during that time. I had an entire conversation with myself. It'll be. I feel like rookie. I cannot function today. I feel like rookie camp is always interesting to watch.
It is.
And they do have like limited media availability every day. So we might hear a little bit from some of these guys. I feel like Fraser Minton for sure will be on the docket. The other thing we have to talk about is FanFest.
Oh, yes.
Speaking of Minton. But I think it's going to be interesting to see. We'll also get our first like sneak peek at our new coach this week too, throughout rookie camp. I don't know what I'm trying to say anymore.
It's okay. I looked up Harris's age, like Jordan Harris, because I thought he was younger. He's 25. I thought we had some young guys.
It's all fake in my brain. Age and time is not real. Like, I don't know how to explain this to people. Like, it's all completely subjective. Time is subjective at this point. I have nothing.
Well, it's like some of them have a baby face, and they are a baby, and others have a baby face, and then next thing you know, they're like 32.
Yeah.
And then some of them look old, but they're young.
Yes. And it's hard because some guys go to college, some guys don't. So some guys are entering at 18, some guys are entering at 22. If they've been around for a few years, like it gets very mixed up. But yeah, rookie camp will be interesting to watch. We'll get our first sneak peek at Marco Sturm as the new Boston Bruins head coach. I want to say typically the rookie games are free to stream somewhere. I want to say last year they streamed them on YouTube.
It was no, they did them on the NHL.com.
Oh, yes. I was like, they're free somewhere to watch.
I remember trying to pull it up on the TV on YouTube and they wouldn't come up. So then I had to go onto like the internet on the TV, type in the NHL.com, go to the Bruins website and hit the video to watch it.
Yeah.
Like it was so complicated for no reason.
For zero reason. Sorry, I just opened my Instagram and the Charlie photos.
Oh my God.
I'm dying.
They're so professional for like no reason.
Yeah. That's funny. So for those who are unfamiliar, one player from each team goes on like this media tour thing each year. And they're in Vegas right now for it. Charlie McAvoy is our representative this year. And they posted these like these lovely little photo shoot shots. And they make me giggle every look at that hair.
He looks like like an angsty teenager with his arms crossed.
Yeah, it's just so funny to me. I don't know why.
The hair.
The hair looks so good. We love a good hairline. Dr. What's his face did really great.
He did great for half the Bruins.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, C-Mac out and just being the face of the bees, you know? You know what else we should talk about though from captain's practice? You know what we should talk about? The man who should have the third A. Nikita Zadorov and his incredible interview skills that he has. And his ability to always call out the media because I love it.
I was so happy when he called out the media, just the whole, okay, so guess we're underdogs, but we're really not. And like, you could say what you want, but it doesn't reflect who we are.
And he's like, we see everything you guys say. Like,
we know you have a burner account.
Yeah.
So they can't block you. Good to know.
I'm continually shocked that we have not announced a third captain. One thing that was talked about, Z, Pasta, and C-Mac all talked about it in their media last week, was around the captaincy, and that essentially it is going to be ruled by committee. So even though Pasta and C-Mac are both wearing the A currently, it is not going to be just them essentially leading this team. And this is something that this locker room in particular, the past 10 years maybe,
I want to say
have
14.
They have always said this about Bergie for sure. Charo was a little like this, but Bergeron for sure was like this, and it sounds like Marchie has modeled his captaincy style after that. Was that it was never like Bergie's word at the end of the day. It was, yes, he led by example, but it was very much like, what is the feel of the room? What do we as a team want to do? What do we as like the more tenured guy want to have happen for this team? So it's something that like this team in particular talks about consistently the past few years, that like this is not a team where you have a captain, right? This is not like I think of the Oilers. Like, Connor McDavid is the captain. This is not like that. This is very much like that they are a team when they are in that room. They're going to talk it out amongst themselves. We heard it at the end of the season as well, that the leadership team, which was going to be Hampus Lindholm, Zadorov, McAvoy, Pasta, I think those were the four that were talked about a lot. They were going to be working together over the summer to like
sway in it too a bit with talking about it.
Yeah, they were all going to be working together this summer to kind of come up with a plan for next year. So this team has always been a rule by committee. I think it's very interesting that they specifically said that this year. Like right off the bat, that was one of the first things that was said.
I wonder if they said it because like your whole committee basically got traded. You had Carlo and Coyle, who didn't have the A but were essentially part of that committee. And now they're not here, so it's like, hey, even though we got rid of them, we're still doing this thing. And I feel like you really saw it with Bergeron too, because he really showed it with his captaincy of like everyone. But I feel like you saw it with Chara differently because like he came in and then he got rid of the rookie lap, which is why we don't do it as a team, because we're all equals. No one's a rookie. No one's like a vet. We're all here. We're all equals. We're all teammates.
Yeah. I think like it's what makes this team this team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like, this is the first time in a while we haven't heard about somebody making calls in the offseason to players. This is something we've heard the past few summers of, like, yeah, well, I was getting calls from Patrice and from Brad, and they were calling me and telling me that I should come to Boston and selling me on it and da-da-da-da-da. I feel like this is the first summer we haven't really heard about a lot of that. Which is literally just having this realization right now. Because that's usually something we talk about the first day, too. But I feel like all of that is just part of what makes Boston Boston. Like, where I was going with that when that realization came up is, like, this is a team that we typically have new guys come over the summer. And one of the first things they're asked is, like, what made you pick Boston? And one of the things that they always say is, oh, well, I've had calls with the captains and da-da-da-da-da. But also, like, this locker room is consistently one that's talked about so highly in the league that, like, this is a good locker room to be in. And I think that's part of it, is, like, how you set that captaincy style up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel we heard more of like the whole Pasta reaching out to people after they've been like either traded or signed by the team, but no one directly reaching out beforehand.
Yeah. But we also didn't sign that many guys this summer. Like, we didn't have any big trades, or this was a relatively quiet summer for us. But I guess
was for everyone too.
Yeah.
Everything happened at the trade deadline. Everything happened right before free agency started. Like, all the big names were gone.
Yeah. This was one of the more quiet off seasons we've had in a long time.
Next year should be fun, though.
Next year's going to be chaos. We're going to have the new CBA in effect.
A bunch of big names are up.
Yeah. Next year's going to be crazy. The other thing that was really interesting to me, and I think I said this in our group chat, is the way Pasta talked about ruling by committee.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd love to hear other people's thoughts on this too. It almost sounds like potentially, this is my theory on it. We have nothing.
And mine too.
Confirm or deny this. But just some of the language he was using and the way he was talking about, like, the captaincy, ruling by committee. Yes, it's me and Charlie, but, like, it's not just us. He was, to me, it felt like he was trying to deflect some of the attention away from him. I wonder if he wasn't offered the C and he turned it down.
I think he turned it down.
Just some of the language he was using while talking about it, and some of his reactions throughout the questions, I was like, I don't know. And maybe not, but I just have this inkling that maybe that's what happened.
I think one of them was definitely asked and turned it down, and it was for that whole reason of like, this is a committee and we want to keep it that way.
Yeah. And there's one thing he said that was something along the lines of like, I know it's always up, or I know something about like, I know it's appeared that it's been a captain, but it hasn't been. It's been ruled by committee. And I was like, is that a dig at Marchand? Is that a dig at like playing up? I don't know. But
it was interesting.
I found his answers to be very interesting. The other thing that came out of this, unrelated to captaincy, is Charlie McAvoy was asked about, of course, his injuries. The one thing I got from his answers is something that we talk about a lot, and that is his body feels the best it has felt in years, because he has had 6 months-ish, I guess now. He has had roughly 6 months off to let his body rest. And yes, he's been doing rehab. He's been doing regular workouts. He's been getting back into it. He's skating. He's full recovery, all the things. But he said specifically his body has felt the best it has felt in years. He is not coming back with any injuries. He feels great. He has better range of motion than he's had for years, because his body has rested for 6 months. And if you think about like just how muscles work, right? Like when you're building muscles, they rip and then they repair, and that's why things like protein and carbs are so important, because it helps your muscles repair, and that's how you build muscle. But with things like hockey, when you're playing every single day, your muscles don't have that time to rest. It's also why you shouldn't train like legs, for example. You don't want to train your legs too many days in a row, because your rips in your muscle don't have time to repair. So you're just constantly ripping it. You're stressing your muscle over time. I'm going on a nerd binge right now with this. But that's why these hockey players are so tired and worn down and in so much pain, is because their muscles aren't really repairing. Like they're doing everything they can. They're doing ice baths. They're doing therapies. They're doing blah, 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 16 different things. But nothing helps your body heal like rest. So I'm very interested to see how that affects his gameplay at the beginning of the season, knowing that he feels confident and he feels like he's had full 6 months to recover.
Mm-hmm.
And we say it all the time that when these guys
Rest.
are injured, they need to take the time to rest. And Charlie McAvoy just proved it for us.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see him and Hampus. I feel like they'll be like refreshed versions of themselves. Like they didn't go through a whole season. I can't say in pain, because they definitely had pain, but like they didn't go through a full 82, suffering from everything, like you said, breaking everything and all that. And then also that's why you see so many guys get injured right at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Because everything is just so worn down.
Yeah. I also, this is kind of off tangent. I also saw a interview with, I can see his face. 2014 Olympics, gold medal goal.
Oh,
he was out for the entire year. I know you know who I'm talking about. I cannot think of his name.
Why can't I think of his name?
Really bad back injury. He just was on Spit and Chicklets last week or the week before. I can see his name. I can see his jersey. I can see his face. Oh, what is his name? Like, I can see his jersey.
Now.
Really bad back injury. He couldn't walk after playoffs. Not this year because he was out on LTIR all year. He just retired. The previous year, all of his postseason things, he was like, yeah, I can't even stand up to like play with my kids.
Oh, Oshie.
TJ Oshie. Thank you. God, I'm like, there's a T in it somewhere. Golly.
It's okay. I thought of who is it? Backstrom? For a moment there, I was thinking of him because he's also been out.
No, TJ Oshie is what I was thinking of. TJ Oshie was out all year last year on LTIR because of his back issues. He was just on Spit and Chicklets. I just saw a snippet of it today. Recently, he was on Spit and Chicklets. I don't know when. And he was talking about how he went to all these doctors and they were like, we cannot find anything that's wrong with you. And he would get an adjustment and then he'd get back on the ice. He'd get hit once and it would throw everything back out of alignment or whatever. And no doctors could figure out what was going on with his back. Well, he went to some doctor that was recommended to him by, I think, somebody on the Oilers who had gone through something similar. They found micro tears throughout multiple discs in his back, and he's had to have stem cells inserted into all of the discs because they wouldn't repair.
No, thank
and
you.
I'm like, I can only imagine how much pain this guy was in. Which is crazy.
Also, the fact that it got that bad too.
Oh yeah,
there's not enough protection in hockey.
No, I remember watching interviews with him. Not this summer, last summer. Who did he play for? Capitals?
Yeah.
Right. There was this one interview he did where basically he was like, I get done with a game and I lay on the floor. And that is all I am capable of. Like, I can't lift my kids. I think he has 2 daughters, maybe. He's like, I can't lift my kids. I can't play with my kids. I am in so much pain that all I can do is lay down. Basically, like, I can't function. I know we talk about this all the time, but it's just so crazy to me what these guys put their bodies through. For what?
Mm-hmm.
For what?
For a trophy. Which they shouldn't put their bodies through it for the trophy.
I mean, listen, I say this all with such a grain of salt because maybe if I was getting paid millions of dollars, I would also put my body through crazy stuff. But like, you're sacrificing hanging out with your kids, being able to pick your tiny humans up.
For something shiny. That you also don't even get to keep at the end of the day. You just get a ring.
So true. The PWHL Minnesota Frost won the Walter Cup for a second year in a row. They currently are parading Walter around. Taylor Hesse brought Walter to her wedding dress shopping the other day. I
Oh
was
my God.
dying.
Could you imagine just seeing that as you're like getting dresses?
I can't. Let me see if she actually. I know it was on her story. Let me see if she posted about it. I'm like, this is so hilarious to me.
I would have it at my wedding if
They
I
brought
won.
it over to the Vikings season opener yesterday. I don't know. She didn't post it. It was just on her story. But I was like, that's so funny. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, she did post it.
Oh my God. I love that.
Wedding dress shopping. And they had a whole party and everything. But I thought that was so funny. It was like, yeah, sign me up.
I'm gonna go. I'll be your new friend.
I'm gonna dress up. I hope all these Halloween companies make a Walter Trophy costume in addition to a Stanley Cup trophy costume.
They should.
Not somebody
They
should
better.
do that.
We could do it. Let's capitalize on this right now.
Okay, find a manufacturer. I'll leave that to you.
My mom can sew. We can use her.
Perfect. We're in business.
Woo!
Brought to you by Pucks and Powerplays podcast, the Walter Cup Halloween costume. Do you want it to be a regular Walter Cup or the sexy Walter Cup?
We can have both.
You can have both because, yes, both do exist for Stanley Cup costumes. I have never worn either. I have never dressed up as a Stanley Cup.
There's
for
a sexy
Halloween.
version of it.
There's a sexy version of it. There's a sexy version of everything.
There is. There's a sexy like candy corn. I got a pop-up on TikTok today of a video of someone recreating like the 2008 candy corn outfit.
That's hilarious.
And I'm like, that was an outfit for candy corn. We're sexualizing candy corn.
Sexualizing everything. I'm afraid to
Apparently.
Google this. Oh, it's an actual Stanley Cup. Not like a Stanley Cup, but a Stanley Cup. I love those videos that come up that's like, one of us thought of Stanley Cup and one of us thought of Stanley Cup. But like the Stanley Cup is like a cup.
I love the one of like the kid.
Yeah. That's funny.
Oh, I found it. Because this is a Stanley Cup costume.
Yep.
That's not.
Liz knows
No,
what she
let's do
doesn't want
this.
to do for Halloween.
I respect that. That's dedication.
Yeah. My brother, this was years ago before his current wife. My brother dressed up as a hockey player one time, and there was a girl in a photo with him. I don't know if they were seeing each other or not, who was dressed up as a Stanley Cup. She had like a silver dress on, I think. I don't know why that stands out to me in my life, but it does. It's one of those things that I'm like, why do you remember this particular moment? I don't know.
Because it's an interesting choice. And it's not common.
Mm-mm.
Like, you won't remember, like, the 20th, like, black cat you see.
Yeah.
But the Stanley Cup, no one dresses up as a Stanley Cup.
Yeah. I truly missed my own moment in college to dress up as a Stanley Cup. I went to a hockey school, so, like, I really should have taken advantage of that. Missed opportunities, man.
It's okay. You could do it now.
I live in Florida. And not even, like, the hockey part of Florida. I live in the weird part of Florida. So it's like, nobody here would get it.
Wait, be the hockey player. Have Austin do it. Have him be the cup.
Oh my god, he would love to be the Stanley Cup. I'm not going to do that right now. I could be a hockey player and he could be the Stanley Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Just you all wait. Oh, what else? Oh, FanFest. That was the other thing we were going to talk about. Total side tangent on life. FanFest happened this weekend. Looked like it was a lot of fun. I wasn't there. I have no idea. But it looks like it was a lot of fun. Shout out to our friend Hannah, whose Converse got a shout out from the Boston Bruins. She hand painted these Converse with pasta on one of them and Charlie McAvoy on the other. They are so sick. She wore them to FanFest. The Bruins admin posted them. Please hold. Please hold. Here we go.
Look at those.
They're so sick. That's our friend Hannah.
And look at all the little, like, tiny details in there.
They're so cool.
They're amazing. I love them. I watched watching the process too. Loved it.
So many of our friends are so freaking talented and cool.
I know.
Like, listen though, I need a Bruins admin to do one thing, and like when you post cool stuff like that, just like figure out their handle really quick and like be able to tag them. Just saying, like. It just takes that small amount of extra effort. I'm fully aware, but it would be really cool to like tag the people who make those really cool artistic things.
Because then you get people going to them.
Yes. We love supporting small creators.
Mm-hmm. Especially because if I remember correctly, she does have her commissions open for a custom pair.
Ooh, does she?
I'm going to look. Back in May, she posted about it. That she was taking commissions for custom Converse. So, if anyone's interested, you should let her know.
At BabyBergie37. That's our friend Hannah. Go find her on Twitter. She's a huge Patrice Bergeron fan. In case you weren't sure.
She put the goalie hug.
She's so cool. They all do such cool things.
I love our friends.
We have the coolest friends.
We really do.
Like, a lot of them do really cool artsy things. Mm-hmm. And then we just sit here and chat.
You have my bookmarks that I'm trying to make that aren't working right now, but it's okay.
'Tis life.
It's life. But eventually they'll work, and eventually I'll be crafty again.
I feel that.
I'll break like the sticker machine and the pin maker out of storage at some point.
I have to finish bedazzling that hockey jersey.
You never finished?
No.
I thought you finished that a few months ago.
No. Oops. I have the nameplate done and one of the numbers on the arm. And then I had to travel for work.
Okay, fair.
And then I went in the closet. And I haven't. I pulled it back out. It's sitting on my kitchen table. I finished one of the numbers the other day. And then I was like, I don't have the brain power for this.
Well, it takes a lot of concentration, too.
And patience.
Yeah.
Just not the season for patience.
I can never. I'm like trying to transfer all the vinyl over onto the bookmark. It doesn't want to transfer. It doesn't want to stick. So I have like half the vinyl out and the bookmark, and I have them placed where they need to go.
Yeah.
I just can't transfer it.
I never have good luck with that stuff.
No. Normally, I'm pretty good with it. Don't know why it's acting up.
It's just like whenever you try to tell somebody that, like, you know where something is, and then it's gone forever, never to be found again. Like, it's that same energy.
Yeah, someone's like, oh, I need this. And I'm like, I have that. I know exactly where it is. Go grab it and it's not there. It's gone. And then you'll find it like 2 months later and be like, hey, do you still need this? I finally found it.
The last piece of news that I have for today is that the Boston Bruins announced a 3-year extension with the ECHL affiliate, the Maine Mariners. So we have 3-year extension, so it'll go through the 27-28 year. Which is cool. I think that's been a great pipeline for us from Mariners to Bruins to Bruins. That has been a partnership since 2021.
And they were originally our AHL affiliate too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Maine Boston affiliation has a history dating back to the late 1980s and early 90s, when the AHL Maine Mariners served as Bruins affiliate for 5 seasons before the team relocated to Providence in 1992. Their opening day, their season will start Saturday, October 18th. And their first home game will be Sunday, October 19th. Single game tickets go on sale September 17th. Cool. I feel like that's been a great partnership. Like, why mess with something that isn't broken?
There's a great community between it too. The connection's strong. We have our goalie. They also have a cool jersey, so like I like them.
And I feel like the one thing that I think like we as a collective, we of the New England we have is that there is so many teams in New England, and we'll throw New York in there. Between New York and New England, you have a fair amount of FPL, I think, is what is in that area. FPL, ECHL, AHL, NHL. You have a solid amount of professional teams. So like you do have options, right? You have options if you didn't want to continue this partnership for some reason. So I think it's always like a positive sign when you do see a contract extension like this, or when you see just like the investment of a team wanting to stay in that area. Like I think of Springfield as an example. The Springfield, what are they? Falcons? Thunderbirds in 2016 actually got sold, and that team became the Tucson Roadrunners, and they had to fill a new Springfield Thunderbirds, which was previously the Phoenix Roadrunners or the Arizona Roadrunners, and then they were sold out to Springfield, and then they moved back. It's a whole shenanigans. And I think it speaks to what we see in Arizona all the time of like the lack of consistency in the area and blah, blah, blah. But I think when you do have an area that is not necessarily overly saturated with teams, but like definitely a high number of teams in the area, you do have options, and you do have people that are not necessarily willing to fold teams, but like, okay, there's 17 other teams in the area. I don't need to go support this one. So when you do have options, I think like contract extensions like this aren't a big deal, but they are a big deal. Like there are a lot of options of affiliations that you could do.
Like they have the Railers.
Yeah.
They're right there in Worcester, but
Yeah.
you're choosing Maine for a reason.
Yeah. So I think like extensions like this get kind of swept into the under the rugs. It's like, oh, what do we need an ECHL team for? Well, actually, your ECHL fills your AHL, which hopefully fills like then you can bring guys up to the AHL. Like it all works in conjunction with each other. So I think it speaks highly to like how much the Bruins organization appreciates the Mariners as well.
Mm-hmm. Also, in ECHL news, the Utah Grizzlies are moving to New Jersey. This is supposed to be their last season before they relocate for the 26-27 season. And the formal report is supposed to come out tomorrow about it.
That's crazy.
Like Utah to New Jersey?
That's insane. Where would they go in New Jersey?
Trenton, New Jersey.
What rink is that? But like,
the Cure Insurance Arena.
That's so random. Did they used to have an ECHL and they just don't anymore? I have so many questions.
I don't know. They used to have the Titans, which was the ECHL team from 1999 to 2013, or that's where they used to play, was at that arena. They don't exist anymore. They relocated, right? I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, they stopped being a team on April 23rd, 2013.
This is the what am I trying to say? The ease in which AHL and ECHL teams are bought and sold is actually insane to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like these teams get moved around like crazy. And this is why some people buy, some companies will I won't go there. But it's just like insane. Like I would have a puck from a Manchester Monarchs game and they're not there anymore.
Bring them back. Bring them back.
I'm aware it is such a random puck to have, but
like the amount of those games I would have went to in college, considering I was in Manchester, like
I went to one. So when I moved to Wisconsin from Arizona, one of my friends that worked for the hockey team moved back to Boston. She's from New Hampshire though. And in 2019, the AHL All-Star games were in Springfield that year. So I came out to Boston to spend the weekend with her, and we went up to New Hampshire for a hockey game, and then hung out in Boston for some of the weekend. And we just drive down to Springfield for the All-Star games and then just stay at her place in Boston for the weekend. So I have a Monarchs puck in my collection, and it's one of my most random pucks that I own. But you know the rule. I go to an arena, I have to get a puck, so I have it.
As you should. But so reading more about Utah, they played 31 seasons there. And then they announced in June they were up for sale after stuff went on with like influential people dealing with health stuff and passing away.
Ugh.
And now they're remaining there for the 25-26 season. And they're the current affiliate for Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
But moving to New Jersey is better for travel, considering they mostly travel by bus, and they're the furthest west team. And their conference is all in the Midwest, so they spend a majority of their time on the road. And if they make it to the Eastern Conference with being in New Jersey, they won't have to travel as much.
Oh, yeah, because ECHL doesn't really have much funding. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Those teams get tossed around all the time.
I swear the affiliates always change too.
Yeah, it's like the Hurricanes. I want to say it's the Hurricanes didn't have an affiliate for like a year or two. I believe with the AHL, they didn't have an affiliate.
I believe so, because they used to be with Charlotte.
Yeah.
And now they're with Chicago.
Chicago Wolves, yeah.
But I think they had a 2-year gap without one.
Yeah. Which it's so like it's so crazy to me. I would have to look into how that works more if you don't have an affiliate. But they did not have an affiliate those years, which is now I'm pretty sure the Checkers are the Buffalo affiliate, maybe. Or they were at least. But it's just so interesting to me how all of that works all the time. Because like if you're not an affiliate with that team, like let's say Bruins, for example, decide not to renew with the Providence Bruins for some reason, because they are separate ownership groups, and they decide to go with Utica Comets for some reason. Okay, well now your AHL team's contract essentially gets split because half of the Bruins, half of the guys that are currently on the roster for Providence Bruins actually their contracts are owned by the Boston Bruins, so they would then have to go to the Utica Comets. But the other half are owned by Providence Bruins, so those guys would stay with Providence. So it depends on like who your contract is with too, on if a team does change affiliates, you as an AHL player might be changing what team you play for based on that contract. So like you have to get used to a whole new potentially coaching staff depending on what the affiliate agreement is at that time. Like, does the coach stay with Providence? Do they stay with Boston? Who owns that coach's contract? It's all very interesting.
Well, then it's weird too, because I was reading about it. So when Chicago became unaffiliated for the 23-24 season, Carolina didn't have an AHL team, but they still loaned some players to Chicago. But they were like back and forth, so I guess their prospect pool isn't fully with them. They would go to the ECHL maybe. And then I guess, but they loaned players, so I don't.
It must be like you don't have anybody, we don't have anybody, let's work together. But like, I would assume that the affiliation also has like profit sharing and like I would think like players insurance, like their health insurance and stuff like that would also be a part of the affiliation. I would think profit sharing would be a part of the affiliation. I think stuff like that. So like maybe your players are like, okay, well, you don't have somebody, I don't have somebody, we'll work together. But like you don't have a partnership for the rest of it, probably.
It's probably for like, I assume the guys were two-way players. So it's like you're contracted in both.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
If there are any people out there listening in our very small listener pool who know anything about the business side of it, we'd love to chat more. I feel like it's just like it's all very interesting to me.
Springfield, their affiliate is St. Louis?
Yes, because when Springfield went to Tucson, they were the Coyotes affiliate. So when Springfield then became the Tucson Roadrunners, that affiliation went with that ownership group to Tucson. And that stayed there. So then when Springfield got a new ownership group and there was a new team in Springfield, I think that team might have actually come from somewhere else. And they had to get a new affiliate because Tucson Roadrunners were Springfield, which was Phoenix Roadrunners.
I feel like that's so random though. Like St. Louis and then Springfield, Mass. Like,
I think it's wherever the Springfield team came from previously. This, like, there's so much lore in this.
there really is.
I only know Arizona's lore.
Okay, the Portland Pirates were sold to Springfield.
Portland.
Okay.
That doesn't really make sense, though, still. How to get from Portland to St. Louis still?
Yeah, because I'm like, now I'm looking at the lore of this team from Maine. And you're hearing like, okay, they were affiliated with the Capitals, then the Anaheim Ducks, Buffalo,
That's
Arizona,
a whole day if you get called
and
up.
Florida.
They're the team that nobody wanted. They must have had a really like bad ownership group or something, or get bought and traded a lot.
That's just, I don't even know. But like, could you imagine having to be called up and you have to fly from Maine to Anaheim?
Isn't that crazy? Ugh.
And they're like, we need you right away.
That's a 7-hour flight.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be 7 hours because Boston to Phoenix is like 5. So it has to be a 7-hour flight from Maine.
Maine.
Where do you fly out of in Maine? I guess Portland.
You could. 8 hours.
Yeah.
Is the quickest I'm seeing.
That's crazy.
And they're all connecting flights.
Yeah, there's no way you can get a direct.
You get direct if you fly from Boston. That's it.
So you probably go Portland to Boston, Boston to. Oh, that sucks. Or you drive to Boston. It's like what? 4 hours?
Or they have Portland to Chicago.
Probably
Chicago to LA.
Yeah. Oof. Can you imagine? You gotta be on a game tomorrow night, buddy. Good luck.
I've been flying 8 hours with a connecting flight.
Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Don't miss your flight. Don't lose your luggage.
Yeah, because they're probably flying commercial. They're not flying an AHL or private. Justa. Well, friends, that is all I've got. Liz, anything else you got for today?
I don't think so.
Now all these ECHL teams just came up on my suggested on Twitter. That's funny. We have to have a fair amount of ECHL teams in Florida, actually. I think we have like 3 or 4. Florida's so freaking random. None of them are near me. Actually, that's a lie. Jacksonville is like, it's still 4 hours away. Florida's a weird state.
It is. Because you could be in one area and it'll still be 5 hours to the next.
It takes me 10 hours to get to Miami if we decide to drive. That's why I never drive. I think it's like 6 hours to Tampa. 2 hours to Pensacola, and then 4 hours, which is like one end of the state, and then 4 hours to Jacksonville, which is the other end of the state. We're like almost in Alabama. And it's like 10 hours to get to Miami, which is the exact opposite on the down part. On like this part of the state, all the way down here. Anyway, that's your geography for the day, friends. In case anybody was wondering how big Florida actually is. Next week, I'll give you the New York State times that it gets.
Oh, that one's just.
That one sucks.
And even without traffic, too, that still sucks.
It's awful. It takes you forever to get from one side of the state to the other in New York.
And then throw traffic in there?
Yeah. Nope.
Mm-mm.
Nope. All right, friends. Well, we will be back next week. We'll probably be talking about the prospect games, rookie games, whatever they're called. It'll be fun to watch. Ooh. I also get to go to a signing for one of my favorite authors this weekend, who will be at our local bookstore here. So I'm super excited about that.
Fun.
Yes.
Who's it for? Is it
Chelsea?
the author who liked your TikTok?
No, but that was really cool. So I posted a TikTok about on my TikTok account about the podcast. I got like 100 new followers off of it, which is actually insane. The TikTok or like the podcast TikTok got a few as well. But one of my favorite hockey dark romance authors, S. Massery, liked my TikTok, which was really cool. And I'm pretty sure it's her legit account because I already followed that account when I went to go check who it was. So that was really cool. A book came out today that I beta read for Hockey Accuracy by Chrissy Hopewell. This is my second book that I have beta read for her. This one is called, I want to say it's Any Second Now. Let me verify. Yeah, Any Second Now. Released today by Chrissy Hopewell. It's an indie. She's an indie author. This is a really cute book. I really liked it. I beta read this book and the previous book for it. So she was looking for beta readers to read through it and make sure that the hockey parts were like consistent with the game. There wasn't like too much hockey. It takes place during the summer, but there's a little hockey towards the end. But that one is really, really cute. It's her best friend's brother. That they've been like in each other's orbits forever. It was really cute. She comes and is getting out of a relationship and packs up her life into an RV and takes an RV trip across the country and just hangs out with him for a couple weeks over the summer, and then life is lifing. She also gets a pet chicken for no reason. It's just really cute. She paints
as she should.
Yeah. She paints the RV pink, or it comes pink. It's a really cute book. I really liked that one. She also was in the same sorority as me, not my chapter. She is from a different chapter and a different, like, she's a few years older than me. So that's a really cool connection with her. But that one was really cute. Another book that just came out this last weekend is Moms of Mayhem by Amy Vance. I got an ARC copy of that, and she sent me a PR package, and it was really cute. Actually, this is the package from the PR package. I haven't thrown it out yet, but this is like also the cover of the book. It's really cute. She is getting a divorce and has a 16-year-old son who also plays hockey. She's moving back to her hometown in Colorado because that's where her brother lives. Her ex is an NHL player and a current newscaster, and he's just kind of a terrible human. While she's like home in her hometown, she ends up opening a like Pilates studio. Her brother's best friend plays in the NHL, gets injured, is home in their small town rehabbing from his injury and taking care of his mom. And she ends up having to do his rehab. He ends up being a coach for her son's hockey team. It's a really cute book too. This is like small town romance, kind of enemies to lovers-ish, dislike to lovers, single mom. Like, it's really cute. She ends up like creating her own girl group. I liked that one a lot too. Lots of good books coming out as we get into hockey season too. So
I'm just going to throw them all on a list real quick.
I know. I think those are the only like big ones that I've read right now. I'm actually reading this one series for the first time, but I think I don't know. I like it. I think I like it. It's based in Boston. They're called the Boston Rebels.
Oh, I think I've heard of that.
It's by Julia Connors. I'm on the 4th one in the series right now, and it's really cute. The first one, potatoes. The first one, they were in college. One night stand. She got pregnant. He went off to the NHL. She tried to tell him. He ignored her calls. And 5 years later, he gets traded. Her brother is also his agent. He gets traded to the team in Boston, which is where she lives, where her brother is. And he walks into a party at his agent's house with a bunch of his teammates because his agent like represents half the team. And standing in front of him is this girl from college and a 5-year-old who looks exactly like him. Really, it's
messy,
so cute. The second one is her sister. And the goalie are fake engaged. That one was cute. The third one, what was the third one? I just finished it yesterday. The third one was, I returned it to Kindle Unlimited. One moment. The third one was, cross-checked. Oh, she is the GM of the team. He's the team captain and a single dad. They live across the hall from each other. They actually knew each other 8 years ago. She was the assistant GM for his team, and she was married to a really not nice guy. He had a crush on her. He walks into the hallway one day, and her husband is just being a dick. He's also the coach, the assistant coach of the team. And the captain just throws a punch. She trades him, sends her husband down to the AHL to be a coach in the AHL. And then she becomes the GM of the team that she actually traded him to. They hate each other for 6 years. And then they start liking each other. That one was really cute too. A whole bunch more stuff. And then I'm reading the 4th one right now. She is the coach's daughter. He is the the team owner's son, and also the second goalie. She got pregnant by somebody else. They've been best friends their entire lives. And that's as far as I've gotten right now. Is he's taking her to the hospital to get the baby checked up on because she doesn't know the dad, or the dad was a one-night stand in a different country while she was there for an ice skating competition because she's also a competitive ice skater. She wants nothing to do with the dad. She's trying to make the Olympic team, and she's like 6 months pregnant. And he just lost Game 7 because she was hospitalized, and he found out as they were going onto the ice that like she was in the hospital. Nobody knows that she's pregnant besides him and her skating partner. And he was like worried about her and lost Game 7 of the Stanley Cup. Lots of drama.
But I like it. I also love all those like single parent and like families, what you make it, and it's not just defined by blood.
Yes. It's very cool. Everybody has a little bit of trauma, but that's okay.
But that's real.
I like it.
Everyone has a little bit of trauma.
Yeah. I feel like I've read a lot lately, but like I can't tell you what I've read lately, which is weird. But yeah, lots of books. Anyway, lots of books. Oh, we have to pick one for September. I say we just start new with the months. We just we move on with our lives.
We'll just let the one for August just keep happening right now.
Yeah.
It's a combined August, September.
Yeah. Yeah. Once I get my life together, it'd be great.
Would be great. But life likes to throw curveballs.
Every once in a while, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, friends, if you want any book recommendations, let us know. Let us know how excited you are for upcoming season. We've got rookie games this week. We'll have camp next week.
Yep. And then next week's our last week before the preseason starts because our first game is the 21st.
Yeah. We're almost there. We're so close. I'm so ready. If you aren't already in our Discord, send us a message. We will get you added. Make sure you also follow us on social media. Because I have an idea, but you have to follow us on social media to hear more about it. So go follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Pucks and PPs pod. Follow us on Spotify and Apple so that you can listen to our happy little voices whenever your little heart desires. You can follow BSCN on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at BSCN_617. My name is Emily. You can find me at Hyper Emmy. And Liz, where can people find you?
You can find me at Liz__Fraser.
And we'll be back next Monday to chat more things hockey. You can also buy merch on our website.
Buy all the merch.
617.square.site. We don't make any money off of it. Just go buy it because it's cute. All right, friends. Yeah. We will see you all next week. Bye.